back with another Minidisc Monday here today. It's edition number 42 and it's the penultimate review of an Oasis album here for July's Oasis month. Of course, if you've been following this mini-series within MD Monday this month, you'll know that I've been reviewing Oasis's first 4 studio albums in chronological order. So on week 3, that can only mean one thing: it's time to take a closer look at the mini-disc of Oasis's third album, the notorious and infamous Be Here Now. So Be Here Now was my real first experience into how much hype an album release could have. I bought it on the day of release, not this mini disc. I didn't own a mini disc player of any description back in 1997 when this came out. But I bought the CD in Nottingham on the day of release, I think probably Virgin Megastores, if you remember that. And the hype for it was absolutely incredible. You know, there was window displays in all the record shops. Just the anticipation for this album after the massive success of What's the Story, Morning Glory in particular, and of course the big Nebworth concerts the previous summer, 1996. And yes, Be Here Now doesn't have the greatest of reputations as a classic album. Unfairly maligned to a large degree in my opinion, but there is some criticisms of it that I do agree on. And we'll get to those as I go through all the tracks, of course. But in the meantime, let's take a look at this disc itself and the packaging. Now, this is the European issue mini disc, and you can tell that because it's got this Helter Skelter logo on it. Helter Skelter were like a European kind of arm of Sony who put out Oasis's albums in continental Europe, basically. There is also a UK mini disc. I'm not sure about any other countries, I haven't checked. Case, it's got a couple of cracks in the front, it's sort of scuffed a lot, so not the nicest looking case close up, but from a distance it looks fine, and the back seems okay as well. So let's get this open, look at the disc, and yes, unlike Definitely Maybe, this is the right disc for the right case and insert here. So Be Here Now artwork on the front, on the back, track listing. There we can see the Helter Skelter label logo again, and a bit of copyright stuff there as well. The booklet, which has the infamous date in which it was released, Thursday, August the 21st, 1997, of course. And the booklet is, as most of these booklets tend to be, in decent condition, folds out like a concertina really. A few thanks there, some extra credits, and the track listing again, listing each band member as well. So Be Here Now, I think, is a better album than what people give it credit for, really. Is it Oasis really overindulging both in the studio and out of it? Yes. This is an album that is basically like a big old advert for cocaine, which of course they were doing way too much of at this point. And the production is very bombastic. I mean, Noel Gallagher obviously has to take the lion's share of the blame, really, him being the chief songwriter. In fact, he's the writer of all the songs on this album. He would obviously defer to other songwriters within the group in later albums. This has got some good moments on it, some good tracks. If this album had perhaps been produced a little bit differently, it may be more highly regarded these days, but we'll go through them anyway. So it opens with Do You Know What I Mean, which was the lead single from Be Here Now. The single itself, I mean the intro just goes on for what feels like an eternity. It's an alright single, to be honest. I mean, it was Oasis's comeback single. It was bound to get to #1 with a bullet, really. It just needn't be that long and that elaborate, really, and that's sort of a theme throughout the whole album, really. So you kind of setting your stall out to what this album's downfalls and negatives are from track 1, really. Track 2, My Big Mouth, that's one I believe they premiered it at Nebworth in 1996, along with another one later on, so it had been heard at least in a live context previously. And a good song, you know, sounds like it could have come from the Definitely Maybe or Morning Glory eras. Magic Pies, track number 3, sort of kind of psychedelic, really. I quite like it. I think I liked it better then than I do now. I don't think it's one of the absolute standouts on the album. I enjoy it when I listen to it. Track 4, Stand By Me, the second single. Great song. I mean, an Oasis standard, really, in any era. And for a lot of people, probably the strongest single from the album. And I can probably abide with that, really, myself. Number 5, I Hope I Think I Know. Pretty good again. We're still having these problems of, you know, just sort of like a real kind of unnecessarily bombastic wall of sound, just instruments and tracks layered on top of another. That's kind of taken as read now for this album, that it's all kind of like that, really. Number 6, The Girl in the Dirty Shirt, pretty good. As for number 7, Fading Out, one of the weaker tracks on the album, really. But then my favourite on the album comes along. I always was convinced they were going to release this as the 4th single. It did come out as a single in, it was either Japan or America, I think, possibly both. It might have even come out in Europe somewhere, but not in the UK, and that's Don't Go Away. Beautiful song, really underrated, I think, in Oasis's history. Don't Go Away. I love that. I think it's fantastic, really. It's just a wonderfully melodic, mid-tempo, almost verging into ballad, really. Liam's vocals, which you could argue were starting to get a little bit ropey around this point, sound good in it. And number 10 is All Around the World. Now that was quite an old song that Noel Gallagher was apparently saving up till an album further down the line, so that they could afford, as in Oasis or their record label could afford, a full-on orchestra to play with them. And yeah, it's their Beatles homage, really. I mean, if you watch the video, which is very silly, really, it's full of kind of Yellow Submarine style graphics and just 1960s motifs and cliches throughout, and the song itself, I like it. It got to number 1, it was the 3rd and final single from the album. It's too long, really, like, do you know what I mean, is it doesn't need to have all the da 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 da's at the end, really. But it was indulgence. It was a time for lots of drugs, lots of creativity, and not a lot of restraint, really, the Be Here Now sessions. Track 11 is It's Getting Better Man, the other one along with My Big Mouth that fans had an early preview of at the Nebworth gigs the previous summer. I like it, very good. And number 12, I mean, as album closers go, it's about as unnecessary as you can get, really. All Around the World reprise. I mean, the fact that the normal All Around the World is the best part of 10 minutes, do we really need a reprise as well? No, I would say we don't. So that was Be Here Now. I always enjoy it when I listen to it. It's a long album, over long, really. A few of the tracks on it, including a couple of the singles, could have been cut down. A lot of it could have been stripped back and produced with a little more sort of restraint and subtlety. But it is what it is. It's certainly a product of its time, and it remains, for me, in my own personal experience, just something that was really hyped up at the time, and the excitement with music fans and Oasis fans was palpable as this was coming out. So one more Oasis album done here on Minidisc Monday for Oasis month. We've only got one more left to go. I want to say thank you to everyone for watching. Special thanks go to my subscribers and wonderful generous patrons. I'm going to go now, and please join me again in 7 days time for the final edition of Minidisc Mondays, Oasis month. Cheers everyone. See ya!